What is the most common complaint that we hear of in the real estate industry? I'm going to give you the answer to that question right after we talk about my East Gwillimbury market update. Like my other videos, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at what happened a year ago in East Gwillimbury in October 2020. We'll have a look at what happened in the most current month of October 2021, and then we'll have a peek at what happened the month before in September 2021, just to give you a bit of a contrast. So new listings represented by the N here. New listings that came to market across all home types in October 2020 in EG were 90. There were 78 sales through the month and 97 active listings. Active listings are what carries over into the next month, so would have carried into November in this case. September 2021, 68 new listings that came to market, 64 sales that happened through the month, and 43 active listings that carried over. Now, I will say, unlike some of the adjacent towns to East Gwillimbury, where we saw a reduction in the amount of inventory, but also a reduction in the amount of buying for the previous few months to September, East Gwillimbury has performed quite differently. East Gwillimbury just continues to defy what other towns are doing and stay extremely hot. So if we look at new listings coming to market in October, 74, 62 listings, so stayed fairly close on track, 39 active listings. So again, you got a carryover inventory that's shrinking up as well. If we're talking about money, a year ago in October 2020, 1,006,000 was your average sale price across all home types. So that's condos, semis, towns, links, detached, etc. September 2021 was 1,280,000, and October was 1,353,000. Sales to new listings ratio, it refers to the absorption rate, and it tells us out of the homes coming on the market each month, what is the percentage of them that are actually selling. So a year ago, 86.7% of the homes that came on the market in East Gwillimbury sold. 94.1% of the homes that came on the market in September sold, currently trending at 83.7% in October 2021. So if you're curious about what's a buyer's market, what's a seller's market, typically when you're between 50 and 60%, there's enough supply to meet the demand. So we consider that a balanced market. When you're under 50% to zero, that would be considered a buyer's market. Anything over 60% is considered a seller's market. And, East Gwillimbury has really been in those numbers for the last year, as have many of the neighboring towns. Months of inventory remaining tells us that if no other homes came on the market after today at the current rate of buying, how long would it take to completely deplete the inventory? So a year ago, 1.2 months of inventory, 0.7 in September, currently trending at 0.6. I apologize for my typo. And so again, what we're seeing is we're seeing the buying trend stay the same. A few more listings come to market, but the active listings have shrunk a little bit, which is pulling that number down. Sale price to list price ratio, 100%, 0.5 of ask a year ago, 110.7 in September, currently trending at 109. And we are seeing this number stay up. We have seen in other markets where this number has fluctuated, and really it's just the number of listings that are coming to market. I mean, we're still seeing a reduction from a year ago. We're seeing less carryover inventory, which is going to offer less overall choice for buyers out there. So, I mean, people are competing hard for houses right now, and this is where we're seeing these bigger numbers. Days on market to get a home sold, 22 a year ago, 13 in September, currently trending at 11. And again, not shocked to see that because we have a very strong seller market here. Again, even though this has come down, I would not say the market has slowed down in any respect. And again, we have a declining months of inventory. So the most common complaint that we hear about in the real estate industry, and we know this from surveys conducted by the National Association of Realtors, is communication. So as an example, I hear this often is, I listed my house with so-and-so, I've never heard from them again. Communication is so key as a seller when you list your house for sale. It is absolutely so key. And I'm not just talking about communication between me and you, but I'm talking about communication from what are the buyers saying that are going through your house? What are the what are the buyer's agents saying? So we're talking about feedback here, right? You want to be able to be up to date on that sort of stuff. so that you know where your house is positioned and if it's positioned correctly. And by position, I mean in terms of price versus what the comparables are selling for out there. And for buyers out there, it's communication between you and I, understanding what your needs, wants, desires, and goals are, and what your strategy is, or if you don't have one, us discussing a strategy on when we go into an offer situation. And right now, obviously, we're looking at multiple offers. So, what is the strategy, right? Do you, what is your end price? Because I always want my buyers to establish that end number. When is the number when you're going to say, okay, we're done. It's either this or we're walking, right? You want to establish that. So communication is so important. So know whether you're, a buyer or seller, when you're working with your agent, if I am not your agent of choice, although I can't imagine why I wouldn't be, but if you want to make sure you have that open line of communication, and it just helps the whole process flow smoothly. Remember, we are on your side. I hope you found this information helpful. Any questions at all, please reach out.